Hi, welcome to Vimarsha. I'm Jagan. This is The Twyst. The Twyst is a series that will share with you tips and techniques of creating presentations and short videos that we use to serve our clients. Our clients have used our work to raise tens of millions of dollars, introduce products globally, and to close big deals. In this session, let's take a look at message hierarchies. In other words, the different kinds of messages and how we organize those messages in a presentation. There are basically three kinds of messages that we need to focus on. There's your core message, your supporting arguments, and evidence and explanations. Let's take a brief look at each one of them. Your core message is at the heart of your presentation. It is the one single idea you want your audience to remember as they leave the room. You may want to say many things, all different details of your idea, how long, how short, how broad, how much, but ultimately all of that distills into a single central idea. That idea is your core message. Once you have a core message, everything else in your presentation will fall into place. You will now know what to include and what to exclude. And powerful core messages have two key features. Number one, they completely align to the purpose of the audience. Number two, they completely align to your objective from the presentation or the action you want the audience to take. Now, a core message alone does not make the entire presentation. Your presentation needs a logical superstructure around which the content is woven. This logical superstructure is called supporting arguments. Think of it this way. A core message is like the roof of your house. The supporting arguments are like the pillars. What happens if you take off the supporting arguments? The core message will fall down. Even though the pillars are not seen, they provide strength to the house. Similarly, all supporting arguments in a presentation may not be seen, but without them, the presentation will fall flat. So how do you identify a supporting argument? A supporting argument is basically the questions your audience will ask when they know your core message. It's a nice way to think about and define your supporting arguments. Let's say our core message is, do business with Vimarsha because we'll help you communicate effectively. Or choose Vimarsha to communicate your message effectively. What are the questions your audience is going to ask? Why? Who are you? What kind of work have you done? How much are you going to cost me? The answers to these four questions are my large supporting arguments. Who are we? What is our history? Where we've done this before? What's our philosophy? These supporting arguments together is what are the big sections in your presentation. In other words, if your presentation was a book, the big section headers are your supporting arguments. Now, what about all the details? All the details are your evidence and explanations. Unfortunately, in most of our presentations, 99% of the time, we are describing evidences and explanations, right? We are giving all the details, project plans, timelines, budgets, charts, graphs. All of them are evidence points that now need to be organized under the different supporting arguments you have. Now, if you look at all these three elements together, the core message, supporting arguments, and evidence and explanation, they will look something like this. You have a singular core message supported by 3 to 4 supporting arguments. Each of the supporting arguments is substantiated by 3 to 4 evidence and explanation points. Now take a good look at this tree. What happens if you have 5 supporting arguments? You will end up having to describe 15 different evidence points. Most people don't have the capacity to remember all of that. So what we recommend is that for each presentation, your message hierarchy should have no more than one core message supported by no more than 3 to 4 supporting arguments, each supporting argument having no more than 3 to 4 evidence and explanation points to substantiate them. Now that you've got your message tree, you can now put these different messages into different sections or as different parts of your storyline and create your presentation. I hope this was useful to you. If you have any questions, do write to us at connect@vimarsha.com. Till then, happy presenting.